share how I build it abrabɔ ne nneɛma no ɛyɛ wahia deɛ saa ɛnam sɔma wodi dwumadie kɛseɛ sei aba saa bere yi ɛba abɛboa nipa bebree.
Quickly, Menga said, I started first week August 2020, and so it's over 2 years now.
Corona 2020.
Yeah, now we were New Jersey. I think now I cover 2 or 3 weeks. I'm free New Jersey, and I left New Jersey on the 17th of August. So
Sure.
And it's 2 years now, and so God has been gracious to us.
True.
We wanted to form a team because there are one or two things people who say, and chief baby and Kebeshi crying, ama Yatotonia Maba be ye. Ama our lives would have probably be more positive than it is now. Sure. And then comedy and I dream say if we can build a team, say to me, Ekika home as a team positivity. Now I did a home comma. Anything I did be a percent members of the team, and I did a home comma. Now a boy, now said we are see a na the world is becoming difficult. Now say we are see a so difficult. Adjei and so baby need those kind of things. But yeah, did say there's always more. You know, and maybe near be anymore. Say a boy almost so a bit to me na yet to me. And when you put and say, Beshe won't cry and say members of the team. Now they be a bit me pushing forward so that we can achieve more. And the team put positivity
Yo, that's bebree and Reverend, we did not just say Majina a tier for any ashafo nyina anemu. Sir Abribia winya emre ede emai na yepese ade asra kese emao because enye obi biara sempo wuni America o enso de bia time necessary kra na say die tiaw na ye very late but ni nyina achi no so tumi nyamre ede mai na oni yen ebeche adisuansi ana ese yede asra kese emao ene obade ene wo yire say oma wo ho kwan anka bi anka by na sa sorry ni ho de anka se mo hwe mu TV bi na mudi mu ho nkomo bi nanso oma ho kwan a ese yede asra kese ema no nti osof maami we de ni de mu a yeda wase bebre say abribia no oma ekwan ebeda ho no nti Reverend minim say woni ye share akwantu bi ase money anase sika woni akasa bebre na ene no meje mu ama na chese ene so dia wahihya wode brain no watimi e de aman na yetimi asua bibi afanyansa bi anase ade papa bi afrimu a yebetimi de bebo ye branch Reverend we de meje mu e de ama mesre bebre se na ne de di kan bi afenu a we kan ho obekan ho a bomode anse obe like obe share video no Reverend on ye kasai edin the Reverend DN Adjei I think say ne kasa mu ano ono ankasa be introduce no ho no wa kire ba bi kupotia e bia oya asori wa na se owo in case you happen to be around that area and so na chese watimi akọ na one no akọ so na oye radio programs and so e wo Ghana ho ntini nyina no meje mu ama no na chese wono ankasa apiepie na se wa biebie mu nyina ade aman se de ye nyina dwumadie no betimi be ye mfaso ebe man Reverend we de na meje mu ade ama
because joy the main fair no ndika ye nti nyame adom me free America Takwa diocese na mababedi and me wo insuta Takwa insuta Better Methodist Church nyame adom one or two people be they are inspired by some of the things and yema ye or team positivity na omujidi say idea was say eko ema afufronya sunshira enti ene Mondays every Monday be 11 a.m. Our media ma FM na ene adofodi nkomo na ya wada humache so rising with the word humache no numu so what Dynamite FM. Probably we might be on the other radio station, but for now, the media money Dynamite. Yes, I saw you met for Benam Suna or Basha from crying. And she said, if you happen to be around Takwa, come to Nsuta. We will always be here to welcome you. When you're in Shram. Kojo said, no. I think this is the third week now. Yeah, can't say I can't see someone because and we had in Kakra, and we think that there are one or two things that was as a team. Man, say Paul, God bless you. As a team, say Adjei basso, na say ya tutu ya nema ye kakra beboye ama yakoye ni mu kakra. And until we started by looking at money. Anna, yeah, say one of the mistakes and it's you share sika as just the currency and why. Because we are missing some opportunity to pay our monetary value. Ya woni ma kwenya bebre wo ya bra bombia anka adisika bebra ya mpremprim enye sika de but enka ye pursue anka betimi de sika de abra ye. And nti say if you want to maintain a positive lifestyle buy a sika semwa I was saying those things are all monetary value now adding to the currency that we have so that by at such a time, we need that physical currency. Those things in our monetary value, probably will bring that cash, into your hands. I got last week, so there was one aspect here now. My person, my friend say emotional spending. Yabekaya, na meka say one of the things I seek a similar to me and hold on with our finances here, emotional spending. And I make us say about spending every spending should make a financial sense. Yet the sikasem principle to one was say sebi omega se nyansa and sense no omega say nti asia na nimdie bibem enti whatever that is going out of you sika no say what the financial principle when I say there's no sense now the entire who spend that money it's only because of emotions. I think then it's not a good way of spending your money. And we try to say a bit more differentiate between this financial spending now and emotional spending. Because you can say, I thought that you put us into emotional spending, subscriptions, yeah. Thought that means insurance, yeah, because insurance about me, insurance be baby osika ne be ko ne bemfa so bia obenya fribodo bia ye bi no na tell bi so akojo yes give away and on-chain sales ni adina you are tempted to buy we want to akoto ade bia awani nje ho and these are things that it affects your emotion, touches your emotion, and it may cause you to make some money, release some money it doesn't follow financial principles. And I thought I've been so our desire to please people, to maintain a status among our friends, one share to touch our emotion. Because sometimes it touches your emotions. Now, I'ma give away some money now. Everyone is now and follow the right principles and I was say and follow. And let us look at the other side. And say, a person make it spending, and I avoid this emotional spending there. Now say yes, expenditure no, a bit may make it financial sense. But I'm just talking about one or two things. Say, if there are questions, if there are issues, we'll deal with it. And because one of the things that are to make financial sense with how we use our money, is number one is to compare prices. And most of the time, you talk because of the brand and the name. Now, I don't know that we wanted to make a donation to our church. Of course, we are trying to raise money to make a donation. I think 1 year any entity. We'll make a big donation to the church. Now, course when I say my friend, my sister say I gave her some names. To call and catch them. So this brand, It's because of the name, but quality now or Kwakoshiano. These other brands now has the same quality, but because we in war with you know, ne born here then so. But I mean, if you understand the intro, but so the emotion is attached to the brand. Me say, I don't know what I can use because me say my boy could do anywhere. And the brand, you know, na why emotional. I want it to Louis Vuitton. From my bag, and so the brand is Louis Vuitton, and because of that brand name, you know, it attaches your emotion probably. So you might have idea, the same quality, the same standard. Maybe for my Edino probably might not be any.
You're here for, I think, sir, Reverend Quincy,
and can make financial sense than an emotional sense.
Sir.
They make it.
But yeah.
And sometimes, you know, it's good. Everybody wants to be branded, and it is nice. But to make financial sense, and sometimes compare the prices and compare the quality too. If you compare the quality and the quality is the same, don't force yourself. You're not in competition with anybody. Don't force yourself. You're not in competition with anybody. It is the quality we are talking about. Yanka said we should despise quality. No, that is not our portion. But they are grading in everything that we buy. And if the grade is the same and the price is no different so much, please, as much as possible, save some money and use it for other things.
Sure.
And number one, let's say compare the prices now, especially when it has to do with branding. It's very important for you to avoid emotional spending because brands are things that will easily touch your emotion. Because your brand boy, your body in pen or your muscle. Baba say, we cried and come to we cry and come Uber say, no, what the brand that she have about Adia Embo. The second thing they say, after purchase, when we want to avoid emotional spending, no, because there's something called shopping apps, and I hope so we all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There were shopping apps, be where in phone so. It pops up. Now, baby, you know, we send that Bibiaba. And new Trimukra said, Ubakoto Bibisa. But because they are shopping app, be our phone, something not a popping up, no. Now, straight away, now touch your emotions. Before you realize you would have made the order, no one to talk. And you might be brave, be a baby, no. Now I'm packing out their.
Sure.
Wardrobe, and so emotional spending is to delete some of the shopping apps via away in phones. Sometimes maybe occasionally you may need that app, no. Then you have to disallow the notification. Say, oh, my app now going to be sending you notification, and that is when it is impeaching on your rights.
Sure.
At the time when you want to install app, so there's no program beyond. It is sending you to notification, is popping up, and as it pops up, you are touched emotionally. Before you realize you have made a purchase, you want to be viewer, and sometimes you are always returning things. For you, most of the time, people buy and they return because they bought because of a pop-up via a banner phones.
Sure.
And it is an app, no, very useful. Everybody uses Amazon, and we know. So if I'm using Amazon, I'm saying, yeah, sometime to come, I will need it and I'll use it. Then what I do, they say, I disallow the notification and those pop-up notifications so that I go there when I want to go there. I don't allow my emotions to be played with, to pull me there and go and make some purchases via now and set a new plan for. So please, either you delete those apps, and as one managing the year. Other than that, we end up doing a lot of emotional spending. I don't know, but what I'm talking about, I know say almost every person has an experience.
Yeah.
Beer or use shopping as beer has an experience. And sometimes I answer that and we also have our experience. And we bought certain things there because we were on the app and it popped up. That we felt, oh, I didn't know. But to be in Ukraine, sabi, over cost of Ukraine because na price Ukraine. I was just deceived into buying.
Yeah.
So we need to avoid emotional spending. If the emotions it's just because of the branding, go beyond the branding and compare prices. Number two, and I say you need to do something about your shopping apps. Manage it. Don't let it manage you. So we should be in charge of the shopping apps. We should not let the shopping apps be in charge of how we spend our money. Number three, sometimes when you plan ahead too, it helps you to avoid emotional spending. Because planning ahead, then you have thought about it, you are critical about it, you have done a lot of evaluation. So I'm talking about evaluation before the purchase and evaluation after the purchase. So whenever you always plan ahead, you know what you need and what you do not need. And because sometimes then we begin to do some spending because so we have not thought through. Because you make us say last week make us emotional spending occasions. It's wedding a year through you are emotional. You want to satisfy everybody. And now to talk to near my answer. But if we take time, we say we'll start a counseling process now. A year now, but much a year that's probably a month away. And if you start planning so now, because sometimes you may get things cheaper and easy and faster than say Obama Embrena Ben. Embrena Ben Pena say we need tete. So the Obia and you think that is the best way to go. And sometimes many parents so you get a lot of advices. It's natural. It's natural. So plan for your occasions as quick as possible, as early as possible. And I learned this from my daughter on New Jersey. Sometimes I think that they were coming for a funeral, and they were. I'm talking about Cassandra, and it was months ahead, and we were talking. What is the preparation? They have started even discussing Chiwe. And I was so shocked, and I really learned something from that statement. Also, I can't hear Osofu Akosa wife say, Onye and on Chiwe Onye, and it was about 5 months to the funeral.
Yeah.
I really learned something from it because at least they planned ahead towards it. And so you know that way better me, you take time to think through, to plan through, you know who can help, who is here, who can support you. And sometimes if you plan ahead, and so sometimes you get free services. So Kakra.
Yeah.
Because if you take time to think through, you know family members, you know dependable friends, they can manage their time and come and support. But only for you'll be a Juma one planning ahead in tea. A pain now catcher, and the person cannot get a leave. But people are or then leave best shower just to come and support you.
Support. True.
But no one man not going to leave. We have been money. So how does the person come and offer that service now? We hear. So if we wait for occasions to come so close, I will do a lot of emotional spending. If you plan ahead, it helps you to save a lot of energy and a lot of money. I don't know, sir. Matimi, actually,
yeah, what
as I talk about planning ahead and evaluating, so I'm also talking about evaluation after the purchase too. And to bibia tenase. Now do an evaluation and assessment of what you bought. Now she say the intentions now or the toy, you know, if say what make it a right deal for yourself. So before you make purchases, now you sit down, you plan, and you evaluate the purchase. After you make the purchase, sit down, plan, and do your evaluation. It helps. They always put you ahead of whatever you are spending your money in. Because you are there about Kwamet, person make I think that that is also very sensitive. They said in all our spending, sometimes when you are too emotional, you forget that there's one other important aspect of your expenditure, and that is savings.
Yeah.
And any moment that our emotions are stronger than our desire to save, you may end up not saving for the future. And sometimes certain things are good and certain things are nice for you to buy, but don't let it affect your savings. And sometimes we don't plan to save. Because anti-mititi we back 50 cities, back $50, now they are bottle. And so how we save but whenever you plan your expenditure, you need to plan savings as a critical part of the expenditure. And you have to be very disciplined and committed to that portion now. Person will save so that your emotions will not rise above your tendency to save. And what the good thing about saving is sometimes when you make it a practice, it becomes a culture. Yeah. And naturally, I feel about the cow. And it becomes something that you do normally, something that you do usually, and it helps. It helps. It really helps. And Tebeka can enya with it. But if you don't have the savings culture, no matter the amount of money near the amount, because you don't see saving as a critical portion, and to be an or at the end of the month, it's care about on something what it will be from $1,500. But if you have the culture of saving, when it increases, probably maybe end up on maybe to $3,000 at the end of the month, because you have the culture, that alone puts a force be on you to help you to avoid emotional spending. But if savings is not a critical part of your expenditure, maybe as Kabeba on Simbi, and your emotions will be telling you, hey, no, about if you have a camo, Busumi way the abundant you pull out. You begin to hear those voices speak. But I'm not saying I don't chill. Chilling is good. At least it gives you some free mind. They will scare the chilling. What I'm saying is that if you have developed the saving culture now, then say it's kind of this saving or you're fan chilling.
Sure.
It's kind of this saving or you're fan chilling. If you have that discipline, that plan now, it helps you to avoid emotional spending. And so, Marcus said, let us compare prices now. Share how we manage branding. No? And Marcus said, share how we manage our shopping apps. No? So my point is that let us manage the shopping apps. Let us not allow the shopping apps to manage us. Let us not allow the giveaway and then the on-chain sales and then the discounted sales to manage us. It is not something that should manage you. You want it, and you look for where there is discount. And me here, you may quite sure baby a discount to work. But me here because a discount also. So people develop the need because it has been discounted. But you really know you didn't need it. The only reason that you are forcing yourself to need it, and they say it is a discount sale. That is not a good financial way to use your money. And Ayaka said we should plan ahead. Plan ahead, And Ayaka said so it helps you to get sometimes free or negotiable services, be from friends, from people who early notice that sometimes they can support in a way. So if you plan ahead, the support is always bigger. But the one planning ahead, you begin to make a lot of impulse buying and impulse expenditure. Now, when in no one spending more than you were supposed to spend. Anna, me said, we should also develop a saving culture. So, savings and a critical part of how we spend our money. Say, me plan say we want to save this amount of money and this percentage of money above why. And sometimes the increments now it doesn't mean say now your expenditure and so you. Of your house only live well. Maybe at time I made 1,005. No, I was living well. So the fact that my salary increases doesn't mean that I should increase my lifestyle. No, Debbie. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. It really doesn't help. But in all these things, you make a dear chat to one say. So you per se avoid the emotional spending. That we should be ready to say no to ourselves. One of the very, very easy things to do is to say no to others. It is always easy to say no to others, but it's always difficult to say no to yourself. Because I just make copy of status B. Or say, great people are hard on themselves. And people who don't become great are the people who are hard on others.
Okay.
So there are people, they are always hard on others. So your superior, they is hard on others. But once he's not hard on himself. He doesn't criticize himself. Sometimes you have to be hard on yourself and to be able to say no to yourself. And be able to tell yourself that this part is not good for you. It's all these principles are made on the pivot is our ability to say no to ourselves. Now, we are doing a lot of emotional spending. It is not good for me. It is not good for me. It is not this one. It is to yourself. And sometimes, people say, "Yet me give you a lot of good advice to other people and help them to come out of this culture." But the two young Kasanes so that we are always soft with ourselves and we are not able to stand firm and to pull ourselves from it. Emma financial or established, now a little bit comfortable. Self because you have not mastered the authority to say no to yourself. Your inability to say no to yourself is a sign of indiscipline. Your inability to say no to yourself is a sign of indiscipline. The desire is there, the test is there. But if you want to avoid emotional spend, you need to master how you're going to say no to your desires and no to your test. He said, and community course will be said the marketers need to see a publication will be and sometimes you don't even have to allow the marketers to try to convince you. When they start the discussion and you know that this one baby I'm planning for no. You say no, you thank them and then you move forward. Because don't allow things to easily touch your emotions. It will push you to a portion and the things you can see, the little you can savor. Above one more anymore. Nobody say, "Well, it's me and yes, savings now I'm anymore." These are one or two things that I wanted to add up now above so that you bet me avoid the emotional spending now. You bet me save some monies now. You bet me the things that will help our future. You are the future you build. The future is not something you walk into. The future is something you create. The future is not something you walk into. The future is something you create. The future is not something you walk into. The future is something you create. As you are creating your future, you have to be developing some culture, some character, some attitude. Starting kakra. So as you do this, and you begin to say no to yourself, and begin to manage your money. So naturally, it becomes easy for you to manage your resources because about your culture, then that will help the future you want to create. Now, so that we can build a good future for ourselves. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Reverend. I think such discussions, especially we planning the future, are very, very important. Sometimes, I see because sometimes we don't plan, and couples be on because maybe one person will the wish sanka or plan your future. But you realize that the other person will be saying, and I pay, and I stingy, and I win say. And I see all this to be in our root too, because there are some houses culture of saving is not there. It's like young fan training into your full say, the Benyan and Neno, as I said, a son, Yandri. Now, Anna, Reverend, I think, sir, a do baby. Your quotation means a rade be provided for Ochna. And that has been some amount for be we say, oh, ain't we a hoka cran with your papa because some people can say, oh, Benjamin, I did your baby Ochna. Now, a rade be provided, but a rade be provided. Now I'm planning for the future. Obakachly. It's a hard me pay we a cry ever honum. Because I know that has been some of the name
Sure. When I'm saying about some and then my and give us today our daily bread. So it means that the bread for the future has been given to you today. Then if you are there and you cannot see light in the future now, then there's a problem. And that future probably is a gift to be a Nyamedia amount. And so that gift no Nyamedia amount, it is that is your daily bread. So how you use that gift today, so that it can provide the daily bread in tomorrow is the most important thing. That is your responsibility. And if God will not wake up and draw the woman of Johnny, another one more Johnny, who call the one more Johnny. O Sabio say a Jumana or the amount, and only with daily bread nor the amount. So you need to maintain that work today. Employment. Then that job you receive today, will be with you and provide the meal for the future. And so the employer you're doing, so they say, say God will provide, God will provide that. Sometimes miraculously, he adds up to all the things that he has provided. But other people with certificates now, the amount now they and only with daily bread, So God has given you today your daily bread. And so what you are giving you now, you need to position it in such a way that I provided that daily bread, and that is your responsibility. I know your words today. I know your words. I don't know if I'm trying to open up this discussion. I know your works today. And the Kodonyamianduma or the Sabio means no 24 Sabio, Sajumi, I have to make sure say Ochina, I'll still be in that business. Now I watch it every month and I'll keep up. And I have to protect what God has given to me now. The source of my bread, so that every day, that employment on your media is a calling there, but because it's my work, I will call it my bread winner. And please, the onyamedi amount is here, no. How you handle it, no. That is how the daily bread is going to be provided. And so say if we don't handle it well now, we probably might lose the daily bread.
Okay, that's very. And Reverend, planning. Hello. I think so. Yeah, planning, and so the brother has lost connection.
Yeah.
Reverend Pachatimeka.
Pachane.
Oh, okay. I think so. Me way in the back. My connection, Jama, I bad, but I back. Before say a problem, cause you back on so you're planning.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't.
And sometimes I make sometimes we don't have people to do the evaluation for us. And sometimes people say, but you're buying sicker. Yes, so how much we are losing due to corruption? Then you know, say, Ghana is losing this amount due to corruption. So nanka how much you are losing because of late planning. Then you see the consequence of what late planning is doing to you. But because we are not able to identify that this is how much we are losing because we didn't start planning early. No. I was able to afford it. I was able to buy it. I was able to afford that. But genuinely, if you had planned earlier, Anka, you know, say you would have saved a lot of income and a lot of resources. Ebema expenditure no crown ebeba from na ebe savings and money ebe the problem de be at the forefront.
Sure. Yeah. But I said to me back. Reverend, planning, maybe who planning in everything say one of the major things in any aspect of our life. And only Adjei and I like kakra. And me so Reverend, wait a moment, bisa. Yeah, I want for a back counseling. In Komobinum say Nina Munio.
Oh yeah, I like premarital counseling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we have normally I have sessions that we go through and how to take it and as a financial management as a session. But sometimes about financial management now, what we do as counselors is to give you the theory, the workable principles. But couple be very different. Couple be obano enya guy was stroke across obema. Couple be so obema same was stroke across obano. Couple be so be macro and so it's very you can't say this is what you are supposed to use your money for. And I thought that your couple be so Beman more extravagant in Obama. Be also Obama a little more extravagant in Beman. So depending on how couple normal management skills next year, sometimes I just guide them so that they know, say, okay, if we go this way now, this is how. Well, there's this system I read about that I recommend that. It's called a family treasure model, where one of the couple who's a very good manager of money is employed as a treasurer of the family. And some families use that and helps. It helps if you're a financial analyst. It's only both of them they open up for whoever has that knowledge to plan and to see, hey, where treasury bills cost through, maybe a fixed deposit cost through. So then that person becomes the treasurer of the family. So just one model. So we try to discuss all the models with them, and they make decisions for them.
Okay. That's very just an bisa about plan because I see sometimes it becomes a problem in a whole lot of marriages. and savings, and so I think say what boss one TD American say yada brave. Now as you I drink say you be see it doesn't matter how much you get. Now the about can hear me that Abia anki 1,000 on. Yes, we say and I see 1,000 your home train. You could 1,005 no anka say be you saving more no. Both years saving more. Near my expenditure I so high. Like I said, I just said the 1,000 Adjei. At the end of the day, no, na yen na ebe high. But if you're able to save more, I think some KB and Kebebua. Because now 1,000 now when 1,005. A time can come ebe 3,500 ready at 1,000. Can save you more? KB and Kebet me abwa. I wish and hope say this money topic here and as a series, you better take it serious. And I know, sir, this kind of teachings is lacking in some places. It can even be in our churches. It can even be in our homes. We didn't have families that would do discussions like this with us. Into one year, near my bit me, I catch into where the reverend. Now, yeah, the Asaraka see a bema and we now we about emotional spending. And I hope so. Bibiara or basu biano, a bay insha at the amano na yet to me. I see when you are planning your BBA, and I am however manage sika any apps cry you use. It's our brady not just a reverend. You be jaw na and I see the Jumedian baby and Sunny the baby, you know, and nay, the bad na woody giant message ben at woody a giant.
Kojo, my main sense in the whole kind of movie. So it's not about how much you are saving, but it's about developing the culture of saving.
Culture. Okay.
The culture of saving. No? And they will say, I'm not saying so beyond save this amount. You may not be able, but if it becomes your culture, you're so conscious. Abusumi you matimia save $1. Usumi matimia save $1. Oh, me kote me check matimia save $1. That consciousness of developing the culture of saving, it helps. You have already developed that culture. Wait to me as save. And then the person me say we are supposed to be managing our money. Don't let the emotions manage your money. And you are there, the money that comes into your hands, God has entrusted the money into your hand. But he doesn't get that much. So God has placed you in a position and says he is trusting you to manage it well. Now managing it and so you create a good future for yourself. The future is not something you walk into. The future is something that you create. And so to be able to manage your money well, be able to say no to yourself and ask yourself, am I managing my money? And I say shopping app and I am managing my money. And I say giveaway and I am managing my money. The key word for this week is manage.
Manage. Thank you.
Manage. I am the one supposed to manage the money. It is not the shopping app. It is not the giveaway price. It's not the discounted. It's not the brand. I am supposed to be in charge of the management of my money. And I'm hoping, say, next week by this time, all of us, members of Team Positivity, we will all have grown into managing directors, not for companies, but for our own money. Be the managing director of your own money. Don't let the shopping app determine what you use your money for. Minti say next week that we have achieved our mission for discussing this issue. You know, you are thinking, think positive, speak positive, act positive. We pray we all achieve positive results. God bless you so much.
Welcome. Okay, Reverend, that's praise. And then so I any penny a day and Jumadiano about every year. Yada Obi Biara when Yamre Ebeka, as Sabrina Metros a video with me as I from the beginning na ebeboa na ebeye mfaso bebre e de ama e kanyina nse erade insha obi a reverend etiefo ne ahwefo enso edawase se de bia unya emre osof mame yeda ase bebre se uma ekwan beda reverend hu na otimini ebekasa ene de ya gene mre ni nyina ya take 3 minutes pe na just 7 abowa hanom anti we de yeda ase bebre nti reverend we de men semre no na just ye de dwumade no ebeba ewe etiefo se esi asamanti enka biom bia na ne mini Reverend D.N. Adjei na yedemu edin kra ne sa yedemu asbe bre sa bre bia munya emre ede emaye.
I wanna share with you and you can share with me. Come let's share together. Oh, KTA mobile, KTA mobile. Technology worth sharing.
It's the future.